Welcome to my shop. This is Jim, Saw Logs Plastic Cups. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We're working on a project. Come along, have fun. Good morning. This is Jim and you're in my shop, Saw Logs Plastic Cups. This video series is to finishing up with a Baldor grinder. I know I've had pieces of it in slop in the shop because I didn't do a lot of dedicated machining on the grinder, but the project at hand that you're going to be seeing that I just finished up, you're going to be seeing the video of, is the stands, basically the tool rest stands, replaced the homemade ones that was on it. And I decided to make these out of aluminum because I had the aluminum. If you'll notice, the top's got a number on it, and I'm going to show you something. This is what the top was made out of. This is some scrap I picked up, or did pick up from my my last job, and I worked at Eaton Corporation. So I basically, and in case you're wondering why I left the engraving and why I machined it that way, if you'll look at this, you'll notice that these are bored like for cylinders, and this was the thickest side, and I wanted to use this as for an arm, if you'll notice how they're made. So I want you to come along for the journey. I don't know how many parts of this will be. Some of it will be the footage I'm shooting today is with my new camera. I've recently went to video cameras, and some of the footage will be on my GoPros, so it'll kind of be a mixed bag because I just picked this camera up over the weekend. So I want you to enjoy the video, and the video series, and hopefully we'll have a little fun along the way. So if that's the case, you hang in there and we'll bring you along for the ride. Okay, I'm starting a new project and there's a guy down in Florida. He makes videos like I do. His name is Richard, and he calls his channel Making Something Out of Nothing. For me, I ain't that smart, but I'm smart enough to know I gotta try to make something out of what I got. So I want to make the grinder needs stands a whole lot better than what it's got. I've got some plans that another YouTuber made. Baldor stands. His grinder's a little different. It's a complete different model. And mine's a 730, and I think his was 8100. So I've been kicking the idea around in my head, so I'm going to make all my rest is out of aluminum. So for my tables, the idea I got kicking around in my head is bolt this together like this. And I'm going to have extra holes in this. These are valve bodies I had picked up that was being thrown away from Eaton when I worked there. They was used as some sort of a press. When they wore out, they had more made. And these, but the flat here would be perfect for a grinder. Flat. So what I did with this one is I laid this out and I've cut, I don't know if you can see this, off of this. That's what I'm going to fix and do with this up. I tried one off camera, see if I can do it. And basically what I'm doing, before I start this noisy saw back up, is I'm going to saw this flush this way first. Or somewhat flush. I'm going to mill this to get it a little straighter. Then I'm going to go up to this line, and then we'll cut off where it would go to. Now, while I'm sawing, you won't hear, I'm going to not talk. this is why I wanted this bandsaw for. Now, granted, and I'm going to be upfront with you, there are easier ways to do this, and probably buying the right piece of material would be. But that means, you know, and this is basically free material. I've got more time than I got money sometimes. So, I've got to decide, you know, kind of what we want to do here. So, again, all this is just I want to make sure I leave my ear in the right place. These valve bodies was machined up by a local machine shop here in the area for eating anyway. That's what they was for. So. When I quote this off as a job for a customer, I'm going to tell you, not no, but heck no, you'd lose your shirt. But for me doing this for me, nah, that's a different animal. So, there we go. I've got that kind of roughed out of what I got. Now, I'll just sort of clean this up and we'll go on to the next stage of the process. But the idea is pretty simple. We're trying just to use something, and I'll end up putting this on the mill and kind of flattening this up here a little bit, probably, and just clamp it real lightly on the mill and mill this. I won't get this one here, I cut a little too much, but try to get this somewhat smooth and flat, and then that's what I'll work from. So, but that's kind of going to be in, you know, maybe not today. I'm not sure what I'm going to do today. I just kind of got started. This is something I've been wanting to start on. My next big project is finishing my grinder up so I could use it. So that's and again, that's why I like this. It's what I bought this saw for, and just for what you just see, you know, oddball cuts that you just can't do on your other saw. So, oh, that's a pretty long little piece of video right there. What I'm doing right now is experimenting. I'm actually want to get this trued up before we go any further. And I don't think when I was sawing these, or I might have mentioned this, and it's risk of repeating myself, is I'm going to use this for the base, these two pieces here for the base, basically where my tool is going to sit on my grinder. Now, in case you didn't see this earlier, this is a machine piece. It's a piece of scrap. So what this actually engraving will stay on it because it won't come off. But it's perfectly machined. So what I'm going to do is put my big mill in and just sort of true this up as the best I can. I can't get it completely true. Might want to go up one more parallel, see if I can get a little higher. But I'll bring you back. This one, because I want to try to get as much out as possible. Probably what's going to end up happening, and come to think of it, I'm not. I'm just going to try to true this up to this surface here. And just clean everything up to this. Then we'll come back with another mill and flatten this up. Because I'll just sort of get this true. Or maybe just kind of flush it. So that's kind of the plan. There's several ways I can do this, and we'll just have to kind of figure it out as we go along. Alright, so what we've got here is we're just sort of feeling our way along. And I got the DRO started this morning. A little bit of juice on that. Got X on 0, and I'm going to leave that. We're going to go in about 50 thou, see how that's going to do. And all we're doing is just trying to get a good flat surface. And I'm going to mic this one, and this is going to be the surface we use. I don't know yet. I might go to the bottom of the hole there. I don't know, that's pretty flat. I don't want to go much more than that because I don't want to take a lot off. So that's all I'm going to do right there. We'll just drop this down, change to the other mill, and true up around it. Now this one I sawed too much. I'm not going to clean this one completely up. I'm just going to take the high spots out. In fact, I tell you what, I'm just too lazy to change the mill. So we'll just use the same end mill, and we'll just work off the flat right down here. And I'll leave this here. I just cleaned up the end. I'll just use the same mill to save us a little headache, trouble, and hassles. And back off. Take a little longer, but the time you change the mill 3 times, you probably won't. Again, this is the bottom side, so it's not really like it's critical. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing. Step over. I mean, the bigger mill would be nice, but I've already got this one in, so why not need to? Now, the guys with the power draw bars, they probably will go, well, and I just don't have, first, my air compressor's not that great. So, secondly, so basically you get the idea of what I'm going to do. I'll bring you back when I get done. I'm doing the last 2 passes. This particular one's not going to clean up all the way because of my getting a little dang happy with the bandsaw. This is the very first one I sawed. So it's probably not going to clean up perfectly. But yet if I get it to clean up fairly much so, I'm going to be happy. Sorry, I was texting my madam there. She had let me know she got to work. Not that we check up on each other, we just, you know, with the way traffic and stuff is nowadays, you just don't know. This is my last pass right here. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to worry about it being slick. If I was, I'd have started down here. But I'm really just trying to get it flat to the edges. Now this one, and there's still probably lots of work. So basically, it's going to be done with these. So there's just lots of extra work that I'm going to do to this. So let me get a brush here, and I'll brush this off. You can see it. And so, like I said, it's not perfect. All I'm doing is just sort of truing it up. I was going to put my big mill in, but when I go through the trouble, then I got to change it back to do the other one. So this is good enough. This is going to be the bottom. May not even use this whole plate. This is kind of going on. I've got some drawings that another YouTuber made. I'm kind of going by as an idea, but again, it's still going to be kind of done on the fly. And I'm trying to use materials that I got that I've collected. These, especially these for the plates, to make perfect plates for the grinder.